So with the offseason being like it is, there is one thing that could like honestly change everything for the Indiana Fever next season. And it is Katie Lou Samuelson. So a lot of people are going to be talking about Katie Lou Samuelson as in they're going to be talking about her as a negative, being one of the worst contracts in the WNBA. And I do actually agree with that coming into next season. Like, she's what? One of the, 20 highest paid players in the league or something? It's mad. Like, they paid her to a near 2-year max, and it does really harm their flexibility. And, obviously without the, without having that 170 million, they weren't able to look for any free agents. You couldn't. There are certain trades you can't make. You can't take on certain contracts. But thankfully, the Erica Wheeler money is off the Bucks. So with the Erica Wheeler money being gone, obviously Katie Lou is a bad contract. But every team in this league is a bad contract. Like the Wings are paying Tiara McCown $200K a year. The Valkyries are probably going to give the supermax to Monique Billings. I'd say Temmie's going to be on close to a max for next season. I reckon we're going to be looking at, like, Mercedes Russell. Her contract was huge. Like, there is a bunch of, there's genuinely a bunch of poor contracts in the league. With Katie Lou, with the way she played last year, honestly, hers being one of them. But there was a weird thing when it came to Katie Lou Samuelson last year. She shot the ball really, really well until she got moved into the starting lineup. Off the bench, she shot the ball extremely well last season. And she just really kind of didn't play. Like, if you did not see, there was a, pre-Olympic break. She was okay. Like, she was starting the games. She was starting games. Like, I don't think she was anything absolutely, spectacular or anything. But she was still starting games, I do feel like, almost on merit. Maybe not over Lexi Hull. But she just went through one of the coldest streaks I think I've ever seen from a player. It was something like from the Olympic break till the end of the season, she made 2 threes in the first game against Phoenix. I think she made 2 threes against Phoenix. And then from then on, I don't think she made a field goal until the last game of the season against Washington, then didn't play in the playoffs. But if you want to look at Katie Lou Samuelson's stats for her career, she did come off a 10-point a game season, shooting 35% from 3. And she obviously, last season was her first season back off after being pregnant, but she did end up shooting 33% from 3. It was up above 41 at one stage. Shot terribly from the field, but didn't play any defense. Either way, though, she's talking about how she hopes playing on Unrivaled will have a bounce back season. Samuel's going to play with Chicago, Seattle, and Indiana. Her best season was with LA. With hope she could be the knockdown 3-point shooter she was in college in the WNBA. She struggled to find her shot throughout the season. She eventually moved in starting role to come out of the bench. With caring for her daughter and getting back in the game just 8 months after giving birth, she described 24 as one of her most difficult seasons yet. It was for Unrivaled, it was a great opportunity. When they came and asked me to join, it was something I feel I can't pass up. A chance not only to play against the best players in the world, but work with the best players. They've created an elite staff around us to help us get better and do everything we possibly need to do. That's something you don't always get, and it's hard to find, especially in the off season, which is true, honestly. It is true. And I do think Katie Lou Samuelson, her refinding her form, honestly, that will change everything for the Indiana Fever. I don't think Katie Lou's not a starter. She's still a terrible contract. I mean that. She's still going to be, no matter what, one of the worst contracts in the entire WNBA. If you guys have seen where she's being paid, she's being paid here, and these are all the highest paid players in the league. There's maybe 5 or 6 players that will get maxes this summer. But, she's getting paid basically the same amount of money as Nafisa Collier. She's getting paid more than Courtney Williams. She's getting paid more than Alana Smith. Alana Smith is the perfect player, and the Fever got rid of her for nothing. More than Bridget Carlton. Jessica Shepard, 121 million. I don't even remember ever seeing her play. Heck, she's getting paid $600K more than her sister, who's a better player than her. So, yeah, that's one of those things where it's Katie Lou is Also, why does that say Katie Lou Samuelson is nearly 30 years old? Katie Lou Samuelson is 27 years old. I don't know where they've got that from. And like, even she won't by the end of next season. Oh, sorry, this is by 2026 off season. Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. She is going to be. No, but a 2026 off season should be 28 years old. I don't know why they say 29.4. Either way, look, like, her playing Unrivaled is going to help her get in better shape than she was this season. Like, I think she was one of the weaker players getting minutes in the W because she genuinely couldn't make a shot last year when it mattered, while not really being a good defender in any way. So, like, even if she's not one of those two things, if she can do one of those two things, if she can either A, make a shot, I don't mean be a knockdown shooter, I just mean make a shot. If she can make a shot, or she can play some defense, we're looking at a big player for the Fever. Because if you can even get good backup production from Katie Lou, if Katie Lou Samuelson can average 7 points per game next year, like, you're not asking for the crazy thing. To go up from basically to do what she did in Seattle. When she was in Seattle, she played 21 minutes a game. She got shot 35% from 3, 45% from the field, got nearly a steal a game, got 1.7 assists per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 7 points. If she can give you what she gave in Seattle in 2021, then I know she was obviously a starter, but still 21 minutes a game, you can play it off the bench. If she can basically do what she did in Seattle, then I'm happy. 7 points per game off the bench in about 18 minutes a game in the regular season. Bit less in the playoffs or big games. Fill in for a starter if needed. That's all Katie Lou Samuelson needs to do. And I think it's very, very likely that Unrivaled will help Katie Lou Samuelson be better to start next season. We can't forget, Caitlin's going to do her own thing. But, the likes of Aaliyah Boston, the likes of Katie Lou, who last season, whatever other reasons they've had, they had plenty of reasons for why they struggled so much. But they're going to come in better shape next season. And I think the Fever are going to be one of the top 4 teams in the W. I think predicting them to be a championship team, like what they are right now, is definitely gassing it. But I do see them being 100 times better this season than they were last season. And if Lexi Hull, she's not going to shoot like she did last season at the end. But if Lexi Hull can even be a 35% 3-point shooter, we don't need her at 45, 35% 3-point shooter. And if she could do that, and then she could also be a good, still as good defender as she was last year. And then Katie Lou can get up to 35, and Aaliyah Boston has her sharpness to start the season. Kelsey Mitchell's doing Kelsey Mitchell things if she's back. The Fever can run it back next year and still be really freaking good, and just use the Erica Wheeler money to just get in a player. It doesn't have to be Satu. Heck, even just adding a Anissa Morrow, who's projected to go to them in the draft, makes this team significantly better, and just finding a way of getting some value for an Alyssa Smith would be good, and that you don't have to give up an asset to get off her. Either way, though, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.